Well, off the back of that Celtic victory here over St Mirren, we're now joined by their manager, Brendan Rodgers. Brendan, thank you for joining us. Congratulations on the result. How pleased are you with the way your side managed to dispatch St Mirren today?
Yeah, I think we managed the game well in the second half. It was always going to be a tricky game. St Mirren were in really good form, and obviously the narrative around our team is that we're not together and not broken. But you can't come and win fairly comfortably like that if you're not. So I thought that the guys did really, really well. And as I was very pleased for them, very proud of them.
And the slight change in formation as well, are you pleased with the way that was executed?
Yeah, it's the first time we've did it. We've obviously did it in game, but it clearly would need more work. But it just gives us a different option, and I think in the modern game as well, having that flexibility is important.
And obviously getting through to the cup, you've got your name on it. You know, you want to keep it. It's just winner takes all on a day like this. It's job done for you.
Yeah. It's such a tricky tie, and like I said, with the form that St Mirren have been in, and some really good wins, so they're really high in confidence. Got their better players back as well from the Asian Cup, so it was going to be a test for us. But I think defensively we stood up to it really, really well. With some moments in the first half, we just need to figure out one or two ways better to play through their sort of mid block, and then we got into some really good areas and could have scored more goals in the second half.
Yeah, definitely.
Brendan, I think you've had it's been very difficult for you to pick a consistent starting 11. You've had to use the squad to its best, but any update on the likes of Johnston, Vickers, Taylor, when you would expect them to be back?
Yeah, Greg Taylor's been a big miss for us. Someone like Greg, it's only when he's out of the team that you see what he brings, his brightness, his cleverness, his technique, his physicality in terms of his running and into the right areas. So, but he's back training and he'll be available for next weekend. Carter Vickers won't be too long. Again, he's out on the pitch, but it's been a challenging year for him. He's had the operation, and you know what it's like. It's sort of from that there. He's had rumblings then, and it's maybe even taken this whole year to get over that, and then have a good pre-season. But he's back on the pitch, and hopefully in the next few weeks he'll be okay. Yeah,
because the squad players have certainly came in and had to play their part, but it is difficult, you know yourself, in that back line, trying to develop relationships and make partnerships, and it seems as if week after week you've had to chop and change. I think that must be
it's the biggest part of the pitch for me, Jim. The centre halves in particular, because it's two players, but it's one position. You know, you need two players that are in sync, and I think that's always the basis of a good team. And sadly for us, we've been missing Cam, who's our top centre half for a lot of the season. So, but the likes of Welshie and Scalesy come in and done great. You know, Welshie hasn't played a lot, and then when he has, he's picked up a knock. But I thought those two were really competitive today and dealt well with the big centre forward.
That's 8 wins. 8 wins and a draw out of the last 9 games, Brendan. It's not bad.
It's Celtic.
It's not bad.
It's Celtic. Listen, you guys know as well as anyone. It's one where I think when you're a winning club, and you have the winning mentality, I think they're trying to gang up on us now.
There has to be a reality to it as well, you know, and there has to, you know, sometimes the narrative has to be realistic. You know, 8 wins and a draw out of 9 games. You know, considering all these sort of outside problems that the club's supposed to be having. You know, the players are responding brilliantly. I think Joe Hart's been great and all, Brendan, in the last few games.
He's so clean. Anything that comes in, he takes pressure off. You see, you know, some of the teams, they play in really good quality crossers, but he deals with that really well. But I think that was the message to the players, really. It's one where when you are successful, and this club has been for a long period, it doesn't take much for people to want to bring you down. So
it's a high bar. It's your fault.
And yours. So, but no, I think it's for us is about just keeping that calmness. We know we haven't been consistently playing to the level, but we'll get there.
Absolutely.
And obviously, once all the pitches get a bit better, it'll be a bit quicker as well. But I can't complain about the players, and the guys coming in and adapting, and they're giving us absolutely everything.
I thought you started the second half really positively. You know, the first half, maybe St Mirren had the better of the initial moments in the game, and you know, I think they hit the bar at that particular period, and then you went up the other end and scored that goal. But I thought it was really important that you started that second half on the front foot.
Yeah, but from the kick-off again, actually from the kick-off we lost the ball, but we got into a rhythm much better and got through the pitch then fairly well. And like you say, the second goal takes wee bit of the anxiety out of it.
absolutely.
And you know what it's like.
You need a second goal, don't you?
Aye, no, you do. And no matter how good a team you are and how dominant you are, if it's 1-0, and we've had that a few times this season where we created so many chances, not taking them or missed penalties, and then all of a sudden it becomes anxious. So, but everyone expects you at Celtic, don't they, to win 4-5-0?
Yeah.
But you got to have the guts to deal with that, and these players are showing that.
I think you got to also emphasise, Brendan, you are creating the chances. So as a coach, that's a pleasing aspect of the work that you're doing. You know, maybe they're not taking the chances, but the fact that you keep going and you keep and even at the end, it could have been 3 or 4 at the end today. And maybe sometimes the scoreline hasn't reflected your overall dominance of games.
No, it has been like that for a few games, Neil. So, but like I said, it's getting into the areas. It's also players coming in and understanding how we function. And I think what the pleasing thing today for me was, I said beforehand, in terms of offensively, this is a running team, you know. But for that, you need to be able to play quickly forward through the gaps, because if you get it through the gaps and you're not playing the passes, people stop running.
Yeah.
And when you stop running, then you're lost. And this is what the type of team that we are. So penetration was good today at times, and overall collectively they worked very hard.
And you've got a lot of young players in that squad as well, haven't you? I mean, myself and Neil were talking about it before the game. If you take Joe Hart and McGregor out of it, the average age of the team comes down considerably. But you know, you've got 20-year-olds, 22-year-old and Ida up top, all still learning the game, still developing, and I suppose that's the bit that you relish, making these players better.
Yeah, and I think it's dealing with the mentality aspect, because you guys, you know what Celtic is like. It's not just the football, it's the expectation that comes with it. So when that's placed on you as a really young player, it takes a time to adapt to that. But I have to say that they're working very, very well, and like you say, we're getting the wins, which is very, very important.
Well, Brendan, congratulations. You're through to the quarter-final. Your impeccable record in this competition continues. Played 14, won 14.
Well, there you go.
We'll see you
Very
in March.
lucky. Luck of the Irish.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, fella. Well done.
Well done, Brendan.
Good man. Cheers.
Well done, Brendan.
Okay.
See you soon.
Thank you.
Thank
Well
you.
done.